consider it something that the State Board of Education should do. One of the areas of governance, insofar as accountability and reporting is concerned, that I think hasn't really been addressed, is reporting on students' attendance and also the means by which they achieve their diplomas. I heard earlier testimony here today where someone mentioned that students were testing poorly, but still our graduation rates were high. And one of the reasons that that occurs is quite simply when we created the accountability standards that took into consideration a 4-year graduation rate, that ended up producing some perverse incentives for school districts, principals, and school boards that would just kind of turn a blind eye towards students' absenteeism. Our Department of Education has created multiple codes that excuse absences that no longer count as what would have been considered an unexcused absence when all of them would have been in school. So for example, I'm personally familiar with students who have had more than 20 absences but never missed a beat, 30 absences, 40 absences in some instances. And if you're wondering why it is that they're able to graduate anyway, it's typically because of the unintended consequence of the accountability measures. When schools are being evaluated, or at least a good portion is being evaluated based on the 4-year graduation rate, schools will find a way to game the system to make sure that the graduation rate remains high, lest a principal look less adept than one in his or her own district, and also so that one district doesn't look like it is less achievement oriented in the neighboring districts as well. So what ends up happening is they created multiple codes by which a student could be absent for 20-30% of a class and never miss a beat. And so what happens is they create multiple pathways for students to get a diploma. Some of those include sitting around a computer with a bunch of other students and Googling answers on one of the many different computer-based software systems that school districts buy. They're portrayed as purchasing these things by and large because it's a way of differentiation or it's a way of individualizing instruction for a student. But what they're really used for is to circumvent the system that y'all have established, and also to circumvent teachers in the classroom and the standards that we have established in the classroom. So what I'm specifically asking is that in this section on governance, somewhere where school districts are addressed, that school districts have to report the total number of absences by type, and also the percentage of, and I'm talking specifically about the seniors that year. That way you'll see very specifically as a subcommittee, and also on all of the data that we're looking at, y'all will be able to see very specifically how is a school district able to continually increase its achievement levels or its graduation rate, and yet it's got an ever-increasing number of student absences. I would also ask that very specifically in that same section, school districts have to divulge the percentage of students that have graduated through what we would consider a traditional means, teachers in the classroom, and achieving the credits that are required, set forth by the State Department of Education and yourselves, versus those who have taken a computer-based system within the confines of that public that school to get out. I think that that would give y'all a very an insightful look at exactly what goes on within the public school systems. And also, the reason why I'm bringing any of this up is I'm going to quote a former student of mine who I had, and she was talking to me one day about the attendance requirements and some changes and the different ways that kids were able to get out of school. And she said, and she was a recent graduate, that in her opinion, the school system didn't know what it was doing because it was crippling future students as they graduated. They're going into the workforce unprepared for following through, for being on time, for being a person that has showed up to work, and also quite frequently always assuming that there's a way around something. There's always a way around it. But if the economic powerhouse of our state is going to be our workers, not just Boeing, not just Volvo, not just factories that come here, but the people that work in them. And those people, I believe, are also being crippled by this system that ignores absences. And also, furthermore, I think it's going to hamstring businesses in our communities when they come here, because they'll continually have to turn over, hire, and retrain new people continually.
Thank you, Mr. Appreciate it.